According to US Weekly, Jana and Wisman got married 2 months after getting engaged, and they tied the knot in front of 500 guests at Arkansas's The Grand at Willow Springs. Additionally, Jinger Duggar served as Jana's maid of honor, and bridesmaids included Jinger and her fellow sisters Joy Anna Forsyth, Johanna Duggar and Jordan Duggar, as well as Jana's sister-in-law Abby Duggar. The good times of Jinger Duggar and Stephen Wisman's wedding continue to roll, with younger sister Jinger Duggar posting a string of selfies from the happy occasion. Posting a carousel of snaps, professional photos and a video via Instagram, Jinger reflected fondly on the major family event. The carousel featured selfies of Jinger alongside the bride, 34, her mother, Michelle Duggar, her brother Joseph Duggar, her sister Jill Duggar, and several other siblings, family members and friends. It also included photos of Jana and Wisman, 31, sharing a kiss and posing with Jinger and her husband Jeremy Vuolo. The good times of Jana Duggar and Stephen Wisman's wedding continue to roll, with younger sister Jinger Duggar posting a string of selfies from the happy occasion. Jinger, 30, took to social media on Sunday, September 1st, to share some of her favorite memories from her big sister's wedding, which took place in Arkansas on August 15th. We celebrated the happy couple at Janum Duggar and at Stephen Wisman, enjoyed lots of sweet time with family and friends, and ate lots of delicious food. Until next time, AR Jinger captioned the post. The carousel featured selfies of Jinger alongside the bride, 34, her mother, Michelle Duggar, her brother Joseph Duggar, her sister Jill Duggar, and several other siblings, family members and friends. It also included photos of Jana and Wisman, 31, sharing a kiss and posing with Jinger and her husband Jeremy Vuolo. Jana and Wisman married 2 months after getting engaged. They tied the knot in front of 500 guests at Arkansas's The Grand at Willow Springs. As Jinger Duggar served as Jana's maid of honor, and bridesmaids included Jinger and her sisters Joanna Forsyth, Johanna Duggar and Jordan Duggar, as well as Jana's sister-in-law Abby Duggar. Jana, whose family rose to fame through the reality TV series 19 Kids and Counting, told People 2 days before the wedding took place, "I think it is one of those things that all girls envision someday. For me it felt like, okay, it's never coming. But now it's starting to sink in. Reality is starting to set in. And I'm like, wow, this truly is something that I've dreamed of. And just to see it coming about is incredible and kind of hard to believe. It's a dream come true." "That would be fantastic," Jinger said while answering fan questions on the podcast. "If we had another kid, had twins, I'd be down for it." Jinger reflected further on her brother Jedediah Duggar and his wife, Katie Duggar, who announced in July that they are expecting twin girls. "I feel like it would be a lot of work initially, but then you also it's a faster way to have babies," she said. Jinger and Vuolo were first linked in 2015 before getting engaged the following year. Just a few months after announcing their engagement, the pair married in an Arkansas ceremony in November 2016. They invited Michelle to Sunday school at their church, and Jim Bob said he prayed to God that they could be each other's spiritual leaders, though apparently their first meeting wasn't as memorable for Michelle. A year later, she applied for a job at the frozen yogurt shop owned by Jim Bob's parents. "You came to the counter where I was standing by the cash register and introduced yourself," Michelle remembered in a letter posted on the family blog in 2017 for Jim Bob's birthday and their 33rd wedding anniversary. "You were shy but very sweet. I really don't remember much about that conversation, except that you finally mustered up the courage to ask me if I would go to your junior-senior banquet with you." She attended the dinner with him at Shiloh Christian, but it was when they hung out afterward discussing the Bible for hours at her parents' house that she knew from there. "We believe our hearts were knit together," Michelle has said. "We graduated high school in May of 1984, and were married in July. I was 17 and Jim Bob was 19. Jim Bob is a former state legislator, having served in the Arkansas House of Representatives for the 6th District from 1999 until 2002, during which he was vice chair of the House of Corrections and Criminal Law Subcommittee. A run for U.S. Senate in 2002 ended in the primary, as did a bid in 2006 to become the Republican nominee for Arkansas State Senate District 35. He and Michelle, who are both licensed realtors, have been active in conservative causes, an aspect of their lifestyle that won them in 19 Kids and Counting, which premiered in 2008 as 17 Kids and Counting, both fierce supporters and fierce critics. A robocall Michelle recorded in 2014 encouraging people to vote against a proposed anti-discrimination ordinance in Fayetteville, in which she said she was calling to inform them of the so-called dangers of making it legal for transgender men and women to use the facilities they feel safest and most comfortable, and inspired a Change.org petition demanding TLC cancel their show. On their 30th birthday in January 2020, John David's twin confessed in a sweet message to him, "Ever since John and I were little, we've been asked if we have that twin thing. You know, the thing where you feel what the other one is feeling or know what the other one is thinking." Well, John, I've always answered that with a no, but now I can honestly say that the day little Gracie was born, I felt every bit of happiness that you did, so I guess it must be real. Jana continued, "It's so sweet watching you and Abby as parents. Your naturals and the same qualities that have made you a wonderful brother will also make you an amazing dad." And while Jana watched 11 of her 18 brothers and sisters get married before she found love with Stephen Wisman, whose sister Hannah Wisman is married to the former TLC star's brother Jeremiah, she believes it's all part of God's plan. "I haven't always understood what the bigger picture is, but I know that God knows what is best for all of us. And so for me, it's getting married later," Jana told People in August 2024, shortly before her wedding. "Each of our stories will be written differently. If we were all the exact same, it would be a boring life.